What's good with YouTube? Y'all already know Big Flacco with the convict's perspective, where I'm gonna smash, dash, slide on through with that little bit of energy. So please hit that like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content. You know, it's been a very crazy week. Everybody's caught up in all this social media hype and all the BS that comes with that, man. So let's get back to some of that old content we should spit on here, man. This is an interesting story, man. An OC man sentenced in Mexican Mafia Christmas Day plot. A man heard on wire committing to an attack got a sentence break out of consideration for his troubled childhood and efforts to change. An individual, known hitman named Alex Gonzalez, right, 33 years old, out of Orange County, right, used to work with individuals with the Mexican Mafia. Now, he's supposed to do an attempted hit on an individual who was allegedly using drugs with Mexican Mafia boss Johnny Martinez Crow, right, as well as his girlfriend. The allegations was that an individual was allegedly trying to get high with Johnny Martinez's girlfriend and was also trying to get at her, and that this individual, Alex Gonzalez, was pretty much got at to go hit this dude, remove him. Okay, it was to happen in December of, I believe, 2017. Since then, Crow's been indicted. A lot of other Mexican Mafia members have been indicted, as well as gang members in the Orange County area. Johnny Martinez's girlfriend was just sentenced to 4 years in federal prison on Monday. So a lot of stuff has been going on around these indictments. Now, apparently, Alex Gonzalez had pleaded guilty September 14th to felon in possession of a gun. A probation recommended 70 to 87 months. And prosecutors pushed for 10 years before Monday's hearing before U.S. District Attorney Judge Cormac Carney. At the end of the hearing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Gregory Staples and Carney agreed that Alex Gonzalez deserved to do less time. He now only has 2 years left remaining on his sentence, and he's been down for 2 years. Now, apparently, right, Alex Gonzalez, he was abandoned by his mother when he was 2. His father was deported when he was 4. And he was raised by his loving grandparents and an uncle, right, by the age of 4 years old. Gonzalez, who ended up taking on his father's moniker, Hitman, took to the streets. By the age of 13, was hooked on methamphetamine. Became a father himself at the very young age of 16. And later on became addicted to heroin. So he pretty much suffered from all the other vices that a lot of young men do that are put in these situations out in the streets with the gangs, where the gang becomes the sole individual's life. That gang life, we're introduced into all kinds of other things that pretty much consume us into the individuals that we become. Drugs, gangs, robberies, whatever it may be. It all becomes a part of who we become. Now, on December 25th, 2017, Crow allegedly ordered an assault on Ricardo Moncado because the reputed Orange County Mexican Mafia chief suspected Moncado was using drugs with making advances towards Martinez's girlfriend, Dolores Mendez. Martinez had shot caller Omar Mejia, who was cooperating with prosecutors in the racketeering case against the gang, have someone carry out an assault on Moncado. Prosecutors said Martinez was caught on a wire telling Mejia, get a hitman or the other homies out there to do the job. Apparently, Martinez said he wanted them smashed, which to me would not be killed, be physical. Gonzalez said he would carry out the attack by noon on Christmas, prosecutors say. Alarmed investigators monitoring the wire ordered a traffic stop on Gonzalez, which led to the defendant getting into a struggle with officers in which a 9mm gun fell out of his waistband. I guess apparently Gonzalez had a trouble pass for ransacking pads, you know, pretty much extorting individuals and doing his part to assist out there in the streets, you know, the Mexican Mafia's goal. They said that Gonzalez knocked out his girlfriend and broke her cheekbone as she held their 1-month-old baby. So this is the type of individual he was. Now, Gonzalez had been in custody. He weaned off the drugs himself and took parenting and anger management classes. I guess this is stuff that he was recently doing. Now, apparently, they've seen this big transformation in this individual in the county jail to where he had repented for a lot of his ways. Yes, 2019 had been a game changer, right? When he got a call from his social service worker, right? And he allegedly started getting a job as a welder and began taking care of his son. Okay, a man that was abandoned, right, when he was 2 by his mom. His dad got deported at 4 years old, and all he had was the family around him that did the best that they can, but they kept on losing him. Started to make an effort to maintain that he was in his son's life. When he got that call that his son was put in foster care, this is what changed his life. At one point, he was trying to live in the footsteps of his father, who went by Hitman. He said that he did everything he could. He stopped using the drugs that he struggled with for years. Right? His daughter then came back in his life as well. Then he found religion, and that helped him persevere. In 33 years, he had never opened the Bible until he got to jail. God put his son in his path for that reason, to change him, he thinks. He said he was ashamed for the person he used to be, that he was proud of the person he was becoming. But he thanks God for giving him that opportunity, right? And he's gotten freedom through his kids, and he just wants the ability to return back to his kids. Apparently, he said that he intends to move out of Orange County to get away from the gang lifestyle, since he has renounced the gang since he's been in the county jail. Gone on to say that he is safe so far, that God has been protecting him. Nowhere in any of these documents does it say that he agreed to cooperate or do any of that. All I know is whatever he did in this case, he took accountability for his own actions, and therefore got sentenced in accordance to that such. So you have a unique situation. You have an individual who's willing to take whatever time is given for his past mistakes. He's repented, made the changes, got his kids back in his life. Okay, didn't flip the script, turned Christian though, and denounced the gang lifestyle, but didn't do all the other stuff that some people may end up doing. The judge elected to give him a total of almost 3 years less than what he normally would have got. And you don't hear about situations like this too often. You know, the unfortunate thing is based on the fact that he was a gang member and he was working for certain individuals, they may or may not have a green light on him. Okay, but there's those that they turn the page on. And what I mean by that is, everybody knows that either you got caught up politically or you made a better choice for yourself for whatever reasons. So when your name comes up, instead of people being real quick to raise their hand to want to deal with it, they turn the page on you. Okay, and that's kind of a sign of level of respect to a certain extent, that, hey, you didn't fuck us over. We know that you're in bad standings, but hey, go on and live your life. Go ahead and live it free and be a father, be all those things that you want to be, but don't come back to this place. With all the stories that we do, right, that we talk about people getting incarcerated, new RICO acts, and just all the bad shit that comes of it, we barely ever get to give you guys a story of someone who was able to make the change and, you know, didn't have to go out of their way to do damage to their former gang or former affiliations. You know, this is a case right here where this man was able to make those changes, right, and see through his errors and pretty much give an opportunity to explain what his life was like. Now, there was argument whether he was going to do the job or not, because apparently, you know, he was supposed to do that job at 12 p.m. on Christmas Day, and it was way past that. He was on his way to a Christmas party. On top of that, there was no guarantee that he was going to be taking this dude out. Like they said, have him smashed. So this could have been just a fucking real quick beatdown real quick. So those are things that the judge did take into consideration too with this case. You know, a lot of people decide to make those changes later on in life, and it's funny because it always stems around usually someone's kid or child. And you know, I was reading this article and I was doing some research, and the dude had a similar kind of story to me, as far as which kind of changed me in 2016 was when my son was actually put into foster care. And that's when I decided I needed to step up and be a better person, a better man, and not worry about what others thought of me or who I was or all this stuff, you know. And I put a lot of work on a daily basis to get there. Now, that also is a reminder that you could lose all that. You could lose all that motivation, all that inspiration, all that support, just like that, man. Because I know when I came into doing YouTube, man, I had a lot of things going for me in my life. I had custody of my son at the time, right? Was a very proactive parent. You know, was going to PTA meetings, would assist at the school, whether it be the spring cleanup or being Santa Claus for the kids, you know, during the special events. You know, every year I dress up like Santa Claus for the school. And then, you know, would show up and do all the stuff that Santa Claus was supposed to do. You know, to, you know, going to church on Sundays, to having a H&I commitment, which hospital and institutions, which meant I went in there to help out, to sponsoring men, to going into therapy, you know what I mean, for myself and my son. So it takes a lot of work, man, when you're trying to build yourself out of that hole that you built for yourself. And, you know, I'm living proof at one time in my life, I built myself out of that hole, you know. It's unfortunate that I was affected by other things that I guess I wasn't ready to deal with at the time. And those need to be reminders for people like Alex as well, man, that no matter how easy it may seem today, and the changes that occur, just like that, all that could be taken away from you. You know, because I went through that, and nobody could really say different. You know, I had all the things going for me in my life. You know, and I thought the only way forward was going to be, you know, forward to the top. Continue to be striving for excellence and to be a better person and to acquire certain things, man. And along that ways, man, it was more like a hiccup every fucking step. Every 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You know, and the realities of life is that life's gonna throw every fucking thing at you. It may be easy in the early stages because you're becoming something that you never were before, and the benefits that you receive from that, you know, are positive. They're life changing. But just like that, if you don't stay the course, you could lose everything. So I know definitely what this man was going through and how committed he must have been. Because I went through that same commitment level. You know, I got letters literally from CPS saying that I was the most, what do you call, far achieving parent that they've ever seen as far as a male parent. And that they wanted to use my case as an example for future projects. You know, future dads that were trying to get reunification with their child. And so I get what he's going through, but they can't let all the positive things that you acquire blindside you that no matter what life you're going to get through it. Because if you don't take heed to the things around you, the negative vices, the negative, you know, things and all the people around your circle, you could easily get sucked into it and back to who you were 10 years before, 20 years before, you know. So this is a good article, man. Good story. You know, too often we're telling stories about the bad ends of it, how much time people get, but we don't talk about the ones that have actually got a chance to succeed. And hopefully this man takes a second chance at life and moves forward. With that said, your boy Flacco, Convict's Perspective. I'm gone.